I welcome you with all my heart. I welcome you to Arizona. I welcome you to freedom from your own mind. Once I remember Robert gave a long talk. Once Robert gave a long talk. I don't even remember the subject matter. Sometimes he told stories. Sometimes he told about principles of spirituality. You are not this, you are not this, you are Parabrahman, you are consciousness itself. I don't remember what it was. But he talked for 20 minutes or so. And then he said, forget what I just said. It's all bullshit. I just made it up. He said, I make up stories because people want to hear stories. They want to be entertained. So I tell stories. Nisargadatta said, that all of spirituality is an entertainment. If you go to Facebook and you have any spiritual friends, you'll see they spend so much time arguing about whether everything is predestined or not, preordained. They'll argue about whether there's free will or not. They'll argue about whether the self is always constant and everything else changes. And they go on, speaking and arguing about the philosophy of existence. And they hardly touch their own existence. When you're thinking about whether everything is preordained or not, and what that entails, if it is all preordained, whether you should do anything or not do anything, you're focused on the mind and you miss yourself entirely. I see this on Facebook and everywhere else. People talking about spiritual concepts and not about their own experience and what they imply from their own experience. Most of all, they argue about what Ramana said or Nisargadatta said and what they meant by what they said. Very few people talk about Ramana's awakening experience and what it means, because that's too simple. They ask me, all about the different kinds of samadhis and how you get to them. Robert rarely talked about samadhis or the different types. I never talk about it because I don't know what it means. But we all waste our time so much playing in our minds. What are we going to watch on television tonight? Shall we go out to the movies with Marion and Pete tomorrow? Should we record satsang or just listen? Should we listen to Robert or read Nisargadatta? What are we going to have for supper tonight? The car needs to be repaired. The brakes are going. Yada, 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 always thinking. I'm guilty of that too. I often think when I'm not paying any attention about building a certain kind of house and what it would look like and what kind of materials would go in it. Or building a ship and making it very seaworthy. How many hulls it should have? Made out of steel or aluminum? What size engines should it have? What speed do we want to go in? How many miles per gallon do we want it to have? So my mind tends to calculate too. And I don't pay it much attention. You see, you don't have to have a silent mind. All you have to do is know what the silent mind is experienced like. How to get underneath the thinking mind. Once you've done it 100 times or so, you have a feeling for what the gap is like. And you begin to see that the mind is just superimposed on the gap. Just as the energies, Shakti, is superimposed on that gap. That gap is the underlying life force, being alive. Now, what a joy it is to be able to rest directly in your own life without thinking about anybody else, what you have to do, what you're going to eat tomorrow, what TV shows you're going to watch, what you have to do at work, what bills have to be paid. All of these are added to you as the basic life. I can call it the life force, but what I mean is life. You are life. And when you talk, you're expressing your life. So the truly spiritual thing to do is not to have any concepts at all. That Robert taught you, Nisargadatta taught you, Ramana taught you, or any of the other gurus out there. To be ignorant of all gurus, all politics, all theories, all things we have to do. And just rest in your life without thinking. Do this over and over again until you realize firsthand and always is there underneath your mind, underneath all the things you have to do, the list, underneath the anxiety. Just the light and feel of being alive. Just rest in that. When you can do that, your spiritual development is taken care of automatically. There's no need to meditate, no need to concentrate, no need to pray, no longer any need to fall in love. Know yourself in that gap over and over again until you can realize that gap even when the thinking is going on. Even when you're building a building in your head, you see it's against the background of emptiness, of the gap. And you rest in the gap even when you're fooling around in your brain. But as long as you just fool around in your brain, you're wasting your life away. Now, I said when you rest in the gap, it's no longer necessary even to love. But the thing is, when you rest in the gap, you're much closer to love than you are when the mind is working. You're open to it. You're sensitive to it. You feel like you need it. And then, when you're empty as a ghost, your heart can awaken and bring that emptiness into one pointed awareness of your beloved. And then your spiritual life really does begin. You drop your personality. You surrender to her or to him, or to Krishna, or to God, or to Jesus. You bow down at their feet. You surrender with empty mind, empty of yourself because you give it to her. You give it to him. You give it to your beloved. And when you do so, you feel such rapture, such absolute peace, such absolute bliss. And this is just one speaking at a distance. When you're in their actual presence, in your beloved's presence for the first time, everything changes. You come to rest. For the first time in your life, you are at rest. You're with your beloved. All that you can do is look at your beloved and smile. Where you've always wanted to be, with your beloved. No need to do anything. No need to touch even, although touching will happen. You're just happy being next to your beloved. So very happy and at rest, for there's nothing to do anymore. Your obsession is obtained. Every minute you're with them, you feel happier and happier. You explode with glee. You don't have to move even an eyelid because you're at peace, exploding with glee, being with your beloved, lying next to her or him, loving her or him, worshiping her or him, with no longer any sense of self, just of the other, and your worshiping of the other. This is when you know that you've been granted entrance to God realization. You know this is the highest state you've ever obtained in life. Nothing before has ever been like it. You have God's grace now in the form of a human lover, not like a regular love affair, but far beyond it. There doesn't have to be any sex involved at all, although you could be elated with sexual energies and orgasming, but it's because of the presence of the other, not because of a titillation of the sexual organs. Just the presence of that special other makes you explode with energies and love and passion. And even then, you can find this is all resting on top of the gap, but your one-pointed devotion and love has become the obsession of your life, filling the gap with love and surrender and grace. And you feel the energies sweep through you. You feel love sweeping through you. You feel surrender sweeping through you. And it's all so very, very sweet. And the energies fill you up with bliss. First your heart, then your chest, your arms, your mouth, your gut is filled with bliss, bliss of the divine. You feel God's breath within you, everywhere. You feel Him or her everywhere. Breathing life into you, breathing bliss into you. Breathing grace into you and forgiveness. Now you're a pure soul, washed clean of all sins. All your silly mistakes of the past are washed away. You're forgiven for everything you've ever done. You're spotlessly clean now and in utter grace. There's nothing more to want, nowhere to go. Nothing can exceed this. You just want to stay here forever. But the moment passes and you separate for a while. She goes to work. You go on a holiday, whatever. And the memory lingers of that sacred day together. That day when you met both God, yourself, and your beloved all at once. Feel what I'm saying. Feel those energies within yourself. Feel the gap of emptiness, which is listening to my talk and understanding it, being affected by it, feeling the energies from it. This is truly you, your life force or your life. You are that life that understands what I'm saying, that gets moved by what I'm saying, that feels what I'm saying, that can feel the energy of what I'm saying or can feel the emptiness of what I'm saying. When you can do this, you and I are one, caught up in the same bliss, the same love, the same rest, the same peace. over and over and over again, over and over and over again. Rest, peace, love, devotion, surrender. Are there any questions? How many felt what I was saying? Could feel the bliss in themselves? Could feel the love in themselves? Could feel the energies in themselves? Could feel that devotion in themselves? Right now, I feel bursting with energies, with bliss, with love for you all. I feel Shakti all around me and through me. I feel it circulating around me and into you. Do you feel it, Veselina? Do you feel it, Rolf? Stevie? BJ? Come share this bliss with me. Feel the love of self, of the life force within you, for yourself. And have it come out and worship everybody around you. Your own beloved, wherever he or she is. Your neighbor next to you on these pictures. Feel love for me and my love for you. Let the bliss rise in you, possess you so you don't want to move, make you ecstatic. You know, from my point of view, most teachers are full of shit. They speak from such an abstract area about God or self-realization or the miraculous or consciousness that you don't know what the hell they're talking about experientially. I know that's true of all the gurus I listen to, all the active gurus that are teaching now. They're just telling a story to involve you and involve your mind, to occupy your mind, and maybe help you practice. But I don't do that because it seems so artificial to me. What I try to do is get everybody into feeling. I talk about feeling and bliss. I talk about love and devotion. I talk about the energies. I talk about the life force. When you feel the life force constantly, you're enlightened. That's enlightenment. That's when you could truly say you're not the body. You're the spirit in the body. Feel it all the time. Feel the life force all the time. When you're intimate with that life force, the spiritual practice is effortless in the sense that every moment you're doing the right thing to be yourself, to be in yourself. From that point forward, your spiritual life is automatic. It unfolds in the way it should, as Robert would say, although that's still just a concept. Are there any questions? If not, just feel the energies within you.
Hi, Ed. It's James.
Yes.
Yeah, I felt the energies today. Definitely is great. I just want to welcome 2 new members to our spiritual family, Furkan and his wife. And just request that as soon as you're rested up from your move, I'd love to come to a live satsang retreat, even if it's for just a Saturday or a Saturday and Sunday. So as soon as you're rested up, I'll be there with bells on.
Okay. And whistles
Thanks.
too. And whistle.
What's that? Whistle. I don't know about the bikini though. That one I'll have to think about.
No, the bikini will be here waiting for you.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, Ed. Thanks.
Anybody else have something to say? Anybody else have a question? Vesselina looks like she swallowed the canary.
What does that mean?
You're smiling like you had this great accomplishment that makes you smile about. You look happy for a change. Are you happy?
I am right now.
Good. I love you all. Love you, Vesselina. Michael, Herbert, Rolf, Stevie, BJ, Eric, all of you. Can you just feel that love in me, in yourself? Can I awaken your heart with my heart? Can I kindle your heart with my heart?